All right, everyone, use hashtag NBA to get your questions on the show. We will do some Q&A here, but again, you got to use hashtag NBA. That is how producer Tad behind the scenes actually finds them here. So use that hashtag NBA. Anything you guys want on the NBA, Jimmy and I will answer them. First up from Arthur Villarreal, Zaza or Grayson Allen, who is dirtier?
I'm going to say Grayson Allen.
Okay.
I think Zaza just plays really hard, and sometimes it looks a little dirtier than it is. And Grayson Allen literally is just, he's just straight up a dirty player.
I just want to make note, I think this is the first time we've had an actual relevant Zaza question that wasn't just trolling.
Yeah, that's like actually a question you can answer.
Look at that. All right, next up here says the Clippers don't have a great frontcourt. They can't match against Embiid and Horford. I know you mean frontcourt, but I'm just going to do this because it's funny for me to make fun of jokes.
No, they don't have a great frontcourt, but Zizic is good enough. JaMychal Green's good off the bench, and guess what? You also got Montrezl Harrell, and that's, more than good enough. But then I'd counter that. Is Tobias Harris going to guard Kawhi Leonard or Paul George? Is Ben Simmons going to be able to guard either of them? I don't think so. So, big trade-off there.
Yeah. All right, Yo Squiggly Man, can the Mavs win the NBA championship?
Give it 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
At least.
That's a fair answer.
I'm not going to be ridiculous and say this year as much as I want to.
It's just not. I don't think it makes sense right now for the Mavs to make much of a push, but if Kristaps stays healthy, Luka continues to grow, they have good chemistry, maybe, especially if they can get some more assets there. All right, Javier Rivera, will the Suns have a bright future? Yeah, by definition, a sun has a bright future. Like, it's a sun. It's bright. And look, he used singular sun, therefore he means the solar system sun that we all revolve around.
Yep, that's exactly what Javier meant. I'm sure he was asking about the solar system here on NBA Now and not the Phoenix Suns. Yes, they have a bright future, but the question is, will they ever capitalize on it? Because it's been a huge question mark for the majority of my life now, it feels like.
All right, Jake, is it Muzzin or Musin? Let me know. He says, what about the Grizzlies?
We both like the way they're building.
Yeah.
Brandon Clark, Jaren Jackson Jr., John Morant. If you want to throw Grayson Allen in there, I guess you can. I like the way they're building, but they're not there yet. They're at least, I'd say, 3 years away from being a true playoff contender.
I think that's fair. All right, different question. You've asked us a bunch of them, but here's one for you guys. How many chat sports shows have you watched this week? Let us know in the comments section. We'll get some shout-outs here as well. The answer for all of us here is all of them.
Yes, every single one, every single day. Jake replied, by the way, told you how to pronounce his last name, and he just typed in his last name.
Can I get the phonetic pronunciation there, my friend? Also, I see some 4s from Cordex. Let's see. Jake says 10. That's the highest number I've seen so far. Good answer.
10 on
Cindy
a Tuesday.
says 13. That's the new frontrunner. Cindy, thank you very much. I'll let a couple more roll in here, see if we can get a higher 13. Number. But I'm going to reward Cindy, the watcher of the day here. Speaking of Cindy, great job, producer Tad. She wants to know how good Porzingis will be.
I think his ceiling is what it was when he was before he went down with injury last. What was it? 2017, 2018. Made an All-Star team. I think he could sneak in as an All-Star player in the front court in the Western Conference. I know it's loaded, but I think that's realistic if he's healthy.
Harry says 15, but now the numbers are all just super high, trying to get awarded watcher of the day, so I appreciate that, guys. All right, Uwal Daman wants to know if LeBron will play defense this season.
I love when people clip out like 5 seconds of LeBron James not playing defense.
It happens every game, though.
Make it seem like he's just a bad defender. He's not a bad defender. He's not a bad defender, and yes, he will play defense. He's one of the best two-way players in the league.
All right, Trippy Soldier 804 says, Bamba, Gordon, or Vucevic, why hasn't Orlando chosen yet?
I don't think you have to choose. Yeah. I think Gordon, he can play the 3 or the 4. Bamba is backup for Vucevic, and if he develops, then eventually he's your next star. And Vucevic is an all-star. You can't let him walk. So I think the better question is Jonathan Isaac or Aaron Gordon. I think you're going to have to eventually choose between those two. And right now you have to go with Gordon. He's the better player. But if you're thinking long-term, if you go Bamba and Isaac, then that's a little bit better.
All right. Zane wants to know about Dewan Hernandez, if he's a steal at number 59 overall.
Yeah, he played really well. I got to watch him play quite a bit. I think he ended up getting an actual contract, which is ridiculous for someone picked at number 59. I like what he did in Summer League. We'll see if it translates to the NBA.
All right, next up from Michael wants to know if you and I played one-on-one, who would win?
Now, what is something one-on-one you think you could beat me at?
Golf.
All right, there you go. Yes, Tom would absolutely destroy me in golf. So that is true.
Cornhole. Also, it's called cornhole, not bags. Let's make that very clear.
Who calls
here.
it bags? That sounds like a northern
Wrong
kind of
people
thing.
call it bags.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's cornhole.
Yeah, it's cornhole.
I think I could put up a good fight against you though in basketball.
I'd like to play. We need to play as a chat sports staff and have it.
NCAA 14 too. I kick your ass in that.
Oh, I don't know. Give me Ohio.
I swear. Sorry.
Give me Ohio State and it's game over.
Yeah, you can be Ohio State. I'll pick somebody not as good and still win. All right, Clippers fan since July 6th. Clippers fan since July 6th says who will be the MVP in 2019-2020. We have that video up.
Oh, we do.
Make sure you're subscribed.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, it's up. Go check it out there. You picked Giannis, I picked Curry, though, right?
Yes.
We do have our power rankings, though, so make sure you're subscribed there, Clippers fan. Link is below, but you're watching to just hit the big red button. We have a giveaway for you guys as well, which you know if you subscribe here, from our friends over at MyBookie. Head over to chatsports.com/NBA now. That'll take you right into the MyBookie site. And use promo code CHATNBA when you sign up and deposit. After that, and after you place your first bet, email promo@chatsports.com. We'll get you guys hooked up with an NBA jersey. Jimmy, they're not going to find a better deal out there than that one.
They're not. And you know what? I saw a lot of fake jerseys out at Summer League. I saw a lot of people wearing some fake ones. Don't do that because then you're going to end up with a Zion Williamson jersey that says Zion in the back instead of Williamson.
That's not how jerseys work.
That was bad. I also saw a Zion Williamson New York Knicks jersey, and I shed a tear.
Oh, no, that poor person. All right, King Caddy wants to know if Derrick Rose will have a good season in Detroit.
It seems like basketball fans fawn over Derrick Rose and want him to have a good season. So I hope he does. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I want him to have a good season as well. I don't think he'll have as productive as the years he did in Minnesota, but it'll still be 15 points per game.
Cameron Millard says, do the Pacers have depth?
I think so, but they're also a question mark. You got Holiday. You've got Jeremy Lamb coming off the bench. That's not a question mark. That's a for sure thing. Bitadze, if he's good coming into his rookie year, that's huge. Outside of that, there's a little bit of questions for Indiana's depth, but I like what they have ultimately.
All right, Nastiest Man 101. I haven't seen you in a while, my friend. Welcome back. Are the Jazz kind of like the Pistons in the early 2000s?
That's interesting. I've never really thought of that. Because you go, Chauncey Billups, kind of your Mike Conley. I guess Rip Hamilton's kind of like your Donovan Mitchell. Tayshaun Prince, sort of like Joe Ingles. Ben Wallace, rim protector like Rudy Gobert. It's a good comp.
Okay.
I don't know if there's
mind that one.
I don't know if there's like tough and rugged as that Pistons team was, but they're going to be fun to watch.
I don't mind that one. I haven't thought that at all before.
Yeah,
I kind of dig that one. Cindy wants to know who will win Rookie of the Year.
Again, we said Zion's like the safe pick here for sure, but you can make the argument for Ja Morant, the worst player on the better team. He's not a bad player at all. He's just worse than Zion, which is not saying a lot. And then also you can make the argument if RJ Barrett picks up his efficiency, maybe he could do something for New York.
All right, Jaleel Davis, if you guys watched the Summer League at all, which Jimmy was there, he definitely did, what do you think of the Pelicans rookies, Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Jackson Hayes?
Well, after this video is over, make sure you watch our winners and losers of Summer League. You'll know Nickeil Alexander-Walker was a big-time winner. I also mentioned Jackson Hayes. I wanted to put him on there. I didn't want two Pelicans, so I chose the better one of the two in Summer League. Look, Jackson Hayes, he's going to block a lot of shots at the next level. I love him. I'm very excited to watch him in the NBA. I also think he's got a good offensive game. He's a high-energy kind of guy. I think eventually he takes over the starting spot in New Orleans.
Just might not be immediately.
Yeah, I think Favors should start right away, but I think Hayes will be in there by the end of the year.
You guys have been asking us questions, but here's one for you. What's your favorite meal of the day? You have 3 options, and then I guess the hybrid options here.
I'm a big dinner guy.
Yeah.
Sit down, give me a nice big fat dinner. I'm not a big breakfast guy.
I don't eat breakfast.
I don't love breakfast.
They say it's the breakfast of champions. That's fake news. You don't need breakfast at all. Also, shout out Cameron who said cake, which I guess just means dessert. So I guess there are 4 options, which now I go definitely dessert because I have a sweet tooth very badly. Brunch also, that's one of the hybrid options there.
I do like brunch.
Brinner, also great.
See, I don't love breakfast for dinner. My mom makes it all the time, and I'm like,
Yeah. I see some particular foods, not what we were going for there. I think the brunch might have it, actually.
All right, I'm all in.
Boozy brunches are the best after all. Let's move then to Chris Jones. Who have the better statistical season, Lonzo Ball or Brandon Ingram?
That's a good question. I'm going to go with Brandon Ingram because the competition's less at the wing position than it is at the guard position for the Pelicans.
Xavier, or Xavier, I always say Xavier though, wants to know what Luka's ceiling is.
Fun fact, when I was in middle school, for
Yeah.
some reason, I just convinced everyone that my middle name was Xavier.
Nice.
I don't know
Smart.
why, I was just really all
That's
about
fun.
that name.
Yeah.
What is Luka ceiling? Eventually?
I prefer Blaze. Awesome name.
That's a good one. Next year I think All-Star is the ceiling, like fringe All-Star. In a few years, I truly believe he could be an MVP.
All right, Zach Jones. Is Andre Iguodala a Hall of Famer?
No. I don't think he is. Do you?
Borderline.
I think he's borderline, but I guess this doesn't say first ballot Hall of Famer, but I don't think he is. I mean,
Borderline.
I can't get comfortable putting him in there.
I guess that's fine there. Let us know what you guys think there in the comments section. Zach wants to know, why is Harden and Russ the most dynamic duo in the league?
I think this is a rhetorical question for us because he's got Harden and Russ in there as his.
All right, positive
picture.
comments only. How about that?
Okay, look, I like them a lot. I like what they can be. I also hate what they could be because they could be really bad, but I think they're going to be really good. It's two former MVPs. As long as they figure out who wants to have the ball win, they're going to be just great. I mean, they're going to be a top 3 duo in the league.
All right, Luke wants to know what Michael Porter Jr.'s ceiling is.
That's a great question. Now, his floor is Greg Oden and never plays a real meaningful minute in the NBA. His ceiling, that's so tough. I'm trying to think of a player comp, but I can't think of one. I would say a role player, about 15 to 16 points per game someday in the league, and kind of a sniper off the bench as well. I like MPJ. I hope he can get healthy. I'm not convinced that he can yet. He missed all of Summer League, which
The medical is the big thing.
I was so excited to go out there and watch him play, and obviously he didn't get to play.
All right, folks, so that's Michael Porter Jr.'s ceiling, but the floor is very low there. Parker wants to know if Kyle Lowry is the best Raptor ever.
He's the most loyal Raptor ever.
DeMar in shambles.
It's like Nick Collison's the most loyal member of the Thunder ever, but he's not the best Thunder ever. Thunder player?
That's fair. Yeah, best Thunderer ever. Nastiest Man 101, who could be the most improved player this season?
Well, we pointed out Lonnie Walker earlier. I think he's definitely should be in the running.
Markkanen.
Markkanen is the one that Tom stuck with a lot, and I've kind of gone with Lonnie Walker and Jonathan Isaac are my 2 favorites there.
Lots of different options out there, Nastiest Man.